Good morning. So I want to talk to you today about a little story. It's called The Tale of Two Carrots. Now, I didn't always used to be an advocate for sustainable farming like I am now. I actually really wanted to be. I was a bit of a food snob. I wanted to cook high-end food, use the most expensive ingredients, do ultra chic, fancy, beautiful food, flying ingredients from all over the world. But a funny thing happened a few years ago in a town called Stratford where I was studying. I had a carrot. Now, I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. A carrot? But I'm really serious. It was one of the most beautiful, sweet, earthy carrots I ever had in my life. And it was perfect. And I'm really not a fan of that word perfect, but it was. It made every carrot I had before and every carrot I had since pale in comparison. This carrot's grown by a guy by the name of Anthony John, who owns a farm called Solid Reputation in Stratford, Ontario. Anthony's passionate about everything he grows. He's an artist turned farmer, and his produce, what he grows every day, is his art. And it's because of meeting Anthony, tasting his food, talking with him, understanding why he does what he does, that I became an advocate. I started to really think about the impact that I had as a chef. You know, our greatest risk as a nation isn't an invasion, it's not a fuel crisis, it's not a financial crisis, it's not the entire BlackBerry network shutting down again. All these things are really bad, but the biggest one is a nation that can't secure its own food supply or feed itself. I want to share a quote with you. A nation that can't feed itself is no more secure than a nation that can't defend itself. And, you know, listening to quotes like this, being inspired by Anthony, I started to really understand the impact that local farming, that sustainable farming can have on a community and a country. So I started to dig around and do some research and found out, you know, Barbados is only 431 square kilometers. That's about the same size as, or a little bigger than London, Ontario. It's about the same size as San Antonio in Texas and twice the size of Washington, D.C. Last year, we imported $325 million US of food. And that's a cost that's gone up exponentially over the last 5 years. In fact, that amount equals a 37% increase over the last 5 years. Think about that, 37% in the last 5 years. So I took my figures and I started thinking about our situation back here at home, and an idea came. Food security equals national security. It's an interesting thing to think about. So when I looked at Barbados and I did the research, I found out that, you know, we can't grow everything that we have. The solution for where we have to go lies in a phrase that not a lot of people might be a fan of, but it's regional integration. If we reach out to our neighbors, to Guyana, to Trinidad, to Jamaica, to Dominica, if we work together and come up with sustainable farming practices, techniques, policy that we can all implement and work together, then we can start to secure our food supply. Because here's the reality, it's all connected. Sustainable farming, the environmental impact, healthcare costs, our high food import bill, tourism, the economy, jobs, all of it's connected like one big ecosystem. And if there's a problem with one, it affects all the others. But if they all work together, then they all are healthy. It can have a positive ripple effect here in Barbados and here in the region. So where do we start? Well, the answer to that lies in a simple word. One word, actually. You. Yes, you, the youth, all of you. If we work together, if we educate our population as to our situation, Let them know the reasons why this is important, the health reasons, the environmental reasons, the economic reasons. Then we can start to make a difference. We need to start educating at a primary school level the importance of sustainable farming. The Edible Schoolyard program started by Alice Waters in California, and more recently, Michelle Obama and her Let's Move program is enforcing culinary education in schools. At a secondary level, we need to continue this. You all need to start understanding why this is good for your diet, for your lifestyle, but most importantly, for jobs. You have to understand that these lead to future careers. So it's not just about tasting and knowing the difference between organically grown heirloom tomato or carrot and a regular bag of carrots, but that you can have jobs in agricultural science or nutrition or security. But you're probably asking yourself, why is this important? We need to do this because your generation is the future, and you have a vested interest in making sure that your future is bright. Don't leave it in the hands of others. Don't let older people make choices for today that will affect you the most tomorrow, because that's the reality. It will affect you the most tomorrow. So you want to be a doctor. Fantastic. Be an amazing doctor. Be a great doctor. But understand how working with the person who might want to be a farmer or a chef or a cook can help you work with you to give your patient a healthier lifestyle. You want to be a climatologist, an environmentalist, a marine biologist. Understand that sustainable farming equals a sustainable environment and can help curb climate change. Tourism, fantastic. Understand that climate change affects your industry the most, and it can mean the difference between a healthy reef and a bleached reef. And that can affect our coast and our beaches. You want to be an economist. Understand how fostering these new industries can create jobs and build a stronger economy. And most important, and lastly, if you want to be a chef, a foodie, you just want to cook for your friends repeatedly, then understand how you're the gatekeeper. Understand that you have a responsibility for what you serve people, for what you cook for people, but also make sure that what you serve people is sourced responsibly. But most importantly, I hope you get to have a carrot like I did. A carrot that's beautiful and sweet and earthy and vibrant. Because when you think about the tail between the two, one's beautiful like this, and the other one could end up being like this. Grown in a lab, like Frankenstein's monster, and we have no idea how it's going to end and what the results might be. But most importantly, I hope you find someone like Anthony John, someone who can inspire you and help you to understand why these things are important. And there are people like him here in Barbados doing this. There are a lot of them. Go out, find them, support them. Some final words I want to leave you with. These uncertain times require us, our generation, to come together to make a conscious choice in order to guarantee our future. Which tale will we write on history's page? I say, a bright one.